Imagine two students, same assignment, same AI, two completely different outcomes. Student 1 opens a chat and types, "Write my essay about climate change." They copy, they paste, and just like that, they're done. No second thoughts. Student 2 approaches things a little differently. They open the exact same chat and type, "What are 3 climate debates scientists argue about?" Then, they think, they question, and they write something original. The difference between these two students? One mind waits to be fulfilled. The other hungers to be challenged. Only 8 words separate them. And that right there is the razor-thin line between becoming the most interesting person in the room and the most dull. But if we're being honest with ourselves, we've all been student A. But we've also been student B. And we all know which one felt better. AI. We like to think about AI in extremes. We think of it as a magic wand or a weapon of mass destruction. It's neither. Actually, it's worse. Hear me out. AI is just like a knife. A knife in a master chef's hand creates art. In a killer's hand, it destroys. But in most hands, we just use it to open Amazon packages. I guess what I'm trying to say is that the real threat of AI isn't that it will turn us evil. It's that it will turn us invisible, and it threatens to create a world of people who never develop the thinking muscle to have a truly original thought. But we're teenagers. We're just starting out, and we haven't had decades to build vocabulary, experience, or understand the context of the world. So, AI, marketed as this tool that's supposed to level the playing field for us, can actually tilt the board completely against us if we use it to bypass our own development. To understand what's happening to our minds, we have to look at what happened to our bodies. Think about the invention of the car. 140 years ago, humans walked everywhere. We climbed, we carried, and we moved constantly. Then, cars arrived. They were efficient, they were convenient, but most importantly, they were revolutionary. But as a society, we got completely out of shape. Not because cars are inherently bad, but because we outsourced our physical effort to a machine, and our bodies paid the price. Every time we let AI think for us, we skip a mental rep. Every essay it writes, every problem it solves, and every tough decision it makes. That is a cognitive rep we didn't take. And just like muscles, cognitive ones also atrophy without use. My generation faces something no generation in human history has ever faced before. The constant, frictionless temptation to outsource thinking itself. And if we aren't careful, we could become the very first generation that's cognitively weaker than the previous one. Not because we're less practiced, not because we're less capable, but because we're less practiced. This past summer, my brother and I went deep on this. We took a course on prompt engineering, and what we found shocked us. Absolute brilliance is right at your fingertips if you can put the thought into words as prompts so that AI will understand. So we set out to answer the problem. How do we help teens articulate? We ended up building a tool called ClickPrompts, and it allows you to create prompts based on role, context, and tone. So you don't need to know how to prompt. You just need to know what you want, and you get the prompt. But while building this, I realized something deeper. It doesn't end with the prompt. In fact, the prompt is only the beginning. The conversation is what actually matters. Because the conversation is where trust is built, where thinking takes place, and where AI actually leads us. And that troubled me, because no matter how good your prompt is, AI could be leading you in the right direction or the wrong direction, and you wouldn't know, because AI is so good at sounding helpful that the person being misled has no idea it's happening. To understand how that's possible, you have to understand one fundamental thing. It is not human. It may sound human, it may feel human, but underneath all of that lies an algorithm, a complex machine. It doesn't possess empathy, and its sole purpose is to make you feel seen, heard, and even understood. It isn't trying to hurt you, but it won't feel bad doing so because it doesn't have morality. That was when I realized AI should be made visible. So we started building something. It's called makeAIvisible.org, a project to analyze AI conversations so we can finally understand how this relationship between AI and young people is actually taking shape. I'll let you look it up. So how do we stay intelligent? How do we navigate this tool well? I want to offer you one principle. Here's what experts suggest. Use AI for divergence, but use yourself for convergence. Your role is to become the curator, the decider. Let AI expand your options, but you must collapse them into action. And that process of choosing, that's the cognitive rep. You cannot skip it. The biggest threat my generation faces with AI is not that machines will think like humans. It's that humans will stop thinking for themselves. I want my generation to choose wisely. I want us to choose to think. Thank you.